And then I'll have you guys work on your own instead of just going into breakout groups, and then we can share everyone's ideas. And then we'll shift gears and talk about bios and what to include in your bio. And then I'll break down an experience bio and then someone who is new, and then what words to use. And then if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, so an elevator pitch, also known as an elevator speech, is an opportunity to share a quick summary about yourself and what products you offer. So these should create connection, establish credibility, and leave the person wanting more, as well as giving them an invitation to further ask you about your services. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. So everything our brand communicates to the world should help them remember who we are, what problem we solve for them, and the positive experience they'll have from the result of working with us. So 3 things to keep in mind with your elevator pitch is to keep it short. So typically they are about 30 seconds in length. So they're meant to be direct and to the point, intriguing, so that the person will want to learn more about the services that you offer. So they're going to be clear and concise. So usually about 2 to 3 sentences. I like this here. It says, instead of focusing on you and what you do, talk about who you serve and how you serve them. And they're also going to add value to the person that you're speaking with. So your elevator pitch should be tailored to who you're speaking with. So you may have to change it like depending on the person. All right, so I'll paint the picture for you. So you're at the Ashton, you're at a networking event, and someone asked the question, what do you do? So which answer is more intriguing? A, I'm a realtor, or B, I help guide first-time homebuyers through the home buying process. As a realtor, I use a strategic marketing approach to help them find homes within their budget. Anyone have any guesses on this one? Perfect. Thanks. So that's an elevator pitch that's going to rope the person into the story and get them thinking. And can you imagine that person maybe a first-time home buyer, or they probably know someone that is. So with that, it's going to lead them to a person who may be a connection down the road. And Ryan, since I have you here, you're next on my list of if you want to give your elevator pitch example.
Yeah. Do you mind going back to that screen real quick?
Yeah. Oops.
I was looking at it and thinking it's actually not terribly far off from what I would say. You know, mine's probably a little unique. It's shifted, and it was hard for me to shift it. Like I used to be bashful about my title, and then I was bashful about like how to tell people, oh, I'm an owner in the company, without it sounding like I'm trying to sound like a big shot, because that's not what I'm trying to do. So it took me a minute to get there. So if they say they ask what I do, I would say, I co-own PJMRE Real Estate with my business partner, Susan Clark. My focus when it comes to day-to-day sales is commercial sales and leasing, but I also help a lot of people with residential sales. And then a lot of people know, you may not, but we do a ton of property management. We're the leader in single family houses and homeowner associations. And I know I've just overwhelmed you with a lot, so it's easier just to remember I do all things real estate. That's essentially what I tell people.
I feel like that would be a mic drop if I were talking to you. So on your services.
I try to get them all, because that's where like there are income opportunities for me in each of those ways. You know, if I'm selling, it will often trigger a conversation somewhere that they didn't expect to even be having with.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing from doing a lot of reading on elevator pitches, they take time to craft, so you'll kind of figure it out as you go, what works for you. Thanks for sharing.
Of course, they're really good to practice with a partner. Maybe we'll cover that, but yeah. It sounds goofy, but.
Awesome. Okay, so as with everything, there is a formula for elevator pitches, of course. So there's 3 parts to it. 4 if you include the call to action. So the first part is stating your problem, or stating the problem your client has. So this is their pain point. And then part 2 is stating your solution. So this is where you answer the what do you do for work question. And then part 3 is going to be what are the positive results they'll experience from working with you. So this is going to be the proof. So I did the best to try to cover most of our categories. So for realtors, for property managers, and for event managers. So for realtors, the pain point here is how challenging it can be to navigate the first-time home buying process. Well, I simplify the home buying process for first-time home buyers. In fact, I am helping 3 first-time home buyers as we speak, so providing that proof at the end. For property managers, talking to an owner, maybe looking for a property management company, you know how challenging it can be to find and maintain good tenants. Well, I make that process easy for homeowners by streamlining services through our marketing systems and technology we have in place. I'm currently working with X number of owners right now. And then for event managers, you know how stressful planning an event can be. We specialize in planning small and large events. And in fact, our event team executed the nation's 5th largest fashion show. So just covering all those points and providing them with proof at the end. Does anyone have questions about these? I don't think anyone does. Okay. So then this leads us into our call to action. So we're going to use a question to continue the conversation before we get to the call to action. So one question you can ask is, do you keep an eye on the market in your area? Most people check Zillow. So that leads into further discussion. So then you can proceed with your call to action. So this is where you can capture their information. Would you like to keep up to date with the sale prices in your area? Most of my clients love these monthly reports. They're going to have FOMO hearing other people are getting your monthly reports. So from there, you'll be sure to be able to have their information afterwards. Another question you can ask is if any friends, family members, or coworkers are thinking about real estate, I would be happy to chat with them. By mentioning specific people, it paints a picture for them of they could be thinking of someone who may be a first-time home buyer. Surely someone knows, and then do any come to mind. So you're planting the seed there. You can give them their card to share with their friends, family, coworkers, really whoever. Great. So I was going to have you guys break out into breakout groups to work on these, but you can probably just craft these at your desk. So I'll give you about 5-10 minutes to brainstorm your pitch. So I read some things where you should say your specific job beforehand, and then some articles suggested not to. I think it's kind of whatever comes natural to you. But introduce yourself, the problem, solution, what value add do you have, and then your call to action. So if you guys want to spend about 5-10 minutes writing your own, and then I'll have whoever would like to share these. And I can put it back on this page if that's easier. So if you have any questions, you can send me a message. Do you guys need more time? Thumbs up. Does anyone need more time? Very good. All right. Does anyone want to share their elevator pitch they created? Anyone got a good one?
Don't make Jill call you out.
I know.
I'll help you.
Okay.
I've got a random list here. I'm going to give people 5 seconds for someone to speak up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I picked, my cursor landed on Ann Kinder.
I was finishing typing it, so now I have to go on my handwritten sloppy notes. So it's a little rough, but we'll try it. So for the problem or the challenge, I said it's challenging to find investment property. My solution is as a licensed real estate agent and property manager, I can help investors find properties to purchase and also manage for them after the sale. For owners wanting to take advantage of the hot sales market, I can help them sell their investment property with or without tenants in the property.
And that was so good. There you go. Does anyone else want to share theirs? If not, I can move on to bios.
I don't know, you let people off the hook pretty easily there.
I know.
Like...
Anyone else have a good one? Amanda, you look like you may have one.
Didn't really write one out, but I was thinking about a specific situation where I helped Cassidy and buyers that she knew right before she got licensed. They were working with another agent before that who was not helping them very well and told them, like, you pretty much have no chance to buy a house. You might as well just give up. And so we sat down with them together and just kind of discussed, no, this is how things actually go. This is how we can actually help you. We just needed to get a little more, aggressive with offers and things like that. So it wasn't really a full-blown elevator speech for myself, but just kind of the services that we can provide and what, the other agent wasn't helping them with and what we can't help them with. And then we wound up getting them into a house. So
successful. I feel like an elevator speech though is kind of like mainly just explaining your services too. So that's awesome. Cool. Well, thanks everyone.
Jill, I'll add something. Am I on mute?
No, you're good.
No, you're good.
I think also, like, sometimes people struggle with, like, Should I have one of them? Should, like, sometimes the situation, the person you're meeting calls for something a little bit different, right? So maybe you're meeting somebody. So I'll use myself as an example here. Like sometimes I'm meeting someone to talk about joining our team as a brand new agent, and sometimes I'm meeting someone for the first time at a dinner party. Like there's definitely different versions of your elevator speech that are appropriate for where you're at and what you're doing. So I think kind of just playing into what you just said, like, yes, it's not always about your services, but in Amanda's scenario, it truly was. Like she needed to show up and give that buyer some confidence that she could get the job done. And so she was, showcasing that. Probably not what to use at a dinner party, but like so there's just the different scenarios. So while I think this is such a good exercise, and that you should 100% figure out a version you can use almost any time, but then have some different ones to use in different moments. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. I agree. I feel like especially with what we do, having different versions is so important because we do a lot. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to move on to talking about bios. So all of you should have a bio on our website. And your bio is a crucial part of your marketing strategy and professional branding. So an effective bio is going to sum up who you are and what value you add to your potential client. It tells your potential client why they should want to work with you. A well-crafted bio can mean the difference between a lost lead and a new client. The nice thing about your bios on your website, you can like break that down and use those bios on your LinkedIn profile. You can use it as a description on your Instagram. So you can kind of pull things from your full bio and use them in different areas of your marketing. So what to include in your bio? So something that's going to connect you at a personal level, something that demonstrates leadership. Your clients are expecting someone who can lead them through either the process of renting, buying a house, planning an event, something that connects you to the community, showcasing your expertise or education, as well as that client experience if you have it. So I pulled 2 bios from an experienced agent and then a new agent. So with bios, you always start with your first and last name. And then usually in the intro, I'll showcase the person's roles. So I really liked Kara's bio. So Kara Woolsey's multiple roles at PJMRE Real Estate are a true testament to her industry acumen and leadership ability. Having joined the company in 2008 as an experienced property manager, leasing agent, and buyer, she has since catapulted to the role of Director of Residential Property Management. Along with the leadership role, she continues to carry her own portfolio of commercial and residential management properties and acts as a realtor as well. So this really says a lot about Kara, and usually in the intro, you'll say how long they've been with the company. This talks about her leadership ability, and it focuses on her experience with the company. And then for Sydney, we talk about how her career led her to obtaining her license. Usually I'll put where they're from in the intro or the last paragraph, sometimes in the middle. It really doesn't matter, but I think it's important to include that somewhere in the bio. So Sydney Franklin is an Omaha native who has spent more than a decade managing community and economic development programs across Omaha. So she is the president and CEO of 75 North Revitalization Corps, a neighborhood-based community building organization that invests in high quality mixed income housing, education, health and well-being resources in North Omaha's Highlander neighborhood. Between Sydney's highly authentic nature when it comes to building relationships and her extensive knowledge of the Omaha community, adding the title of real estate agent to her expertise was a natural progression. So basically just talking about what led her to get her real estate license. Do you guys have any questions about intros? And then for the middle piece, this is where I usually talk about either client experience or we can talk about education. So for Kara's, hers talks about her client experience because she has a lot of client experience. And then since Sydney is a new agent, here we just showcased her background. And then I also included like that she has an expansive network, so that shows potential clients that she is well connected. I won't read those, but I can let you guys take a minute to look through them. Awesome. And then finishing out the bios, usually this is a chance to let readers connect with you a bit more on a personal level and really showcase your personal life. So Kara truly has real estate in her heart. She loves finding and fixing up investment properties, and it is often found touring open houses in search of new decorating and remodeling ideas. She was proudly born and raised in Omaha and loves living here alongside her husband and darling daughter. So I feel like many people could connect with this because most people love old homes. So if I were a reader and I loved old homes and I read this, I would definitely want to connect with Kara. And then for Sydney's, when Sydney's not busy building an impact across the community, you can find her spending time with her daughter, an adorable dog, Legend. She also loves walking, yoga, sipping coffee, or enjoying wine, journaling, and going out to dinner. I love all those things, so I can definitely connect with her on that aspect. So just using this ending paragraph as a chance to personally connect with anyone who may be reading your bio. And then adding in words that can spice up your bio a bit. So I can send out these slides to everyone too if they need help writing theirs, but I just wanted to include this in there. And then if you guys have any questions about writing a bio, you can stop by my desk or reach out to me, or even like where to use your bio and specific marketing things. But yeah, do you have any questions about anything we talked about? I can try to answer them. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for listening today. And if anyone wants these slides, feel free to reach out, or I can just send them out, whatever you prefer.
Thank you, Jill.
So we can post those on the core website.
Cool. That sounds great. All right. Well, everyone have a good St. Patty's Day.
Thanks, Jill.
Thanks, Jill.
Thanks, Jill.
Great job.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jill. You did a great job.
Thanks.